Hello, everybody. How are you all doing today? This is Dorothy, and this is Dorothy's blog. This is where I come to tell my story every week or every other week. Today is a special day for me, guys. Today is the 9th of March, 2026, and today would have been my daughter's 23rd birthday. That's why I'm making this video. I cannot just skip it. We in this house have always remembered her birthday. It's a ritual that we always did. We'll go to her picture right there on the wall and we'll sing happy birthday and promise her that we'll see her one day. It became a routine that a ritual that my children cannot stop. Even yesterday, my son called me up. He called me on Saturday. He said, Mom, Monday is my sister's birthday, but I will be busy. So I want to go see her today. And my son drove all the way from his school to the cemetery to pay his respect. Uh, my daughter is still not ready. I mean, his twin sister. She's still not ready to go. She's still processing the whole thing because my daughter was not here, but she was living with us before she passed. Because I told my children everything about their sister, and so she was part of them. So for my son to take that trip yesterday really meant a lot to me. This is someone he never saw. He only saw her picture. But the attachment my children have for their sister is unspeakable. So when she passed, it was difficult. I tell you, it was very difficult for them when she passed. They both couldn't take it. They had to go for therapy at school. I struggled to keep my children alive. I mean, the pain was so much in them that I had to stay on the phone with them every day. I was scared that they were going to fail or go down on their grades. But God so kind, that did not happen. They still kept on to their GPA. I thought it was going to go down because of the way I saw them mourn. I don't think any sibling can mourn for their sibling like that. There's somebody they never saw, but they mourned her. They're still mourning her. So my son got to the cemetery yesterday, took pictures, and he left. Since that yesterday, though since my daughter passed, it has been difficult for us in this house. But the Bible says rejoice always. And that's how I've been surviving. Once when I want to break down, something will tell me you have to thank God in every situation. And that's what I've been doing. But guys, this is a bitter pill to swallow. Especially when the people that caused you pain are not even apologetic. They don't even think they did anything wrong. They didn't do anything wrong. Rather, I'm the criminal. They didn't do anything wrong. I know that my God is not sleeping. He's not sleeping. He sees every tear I cry every night. He sees everything I go through. He knows my pain. He knows everything. And one day, God will wipe my tears away. I try to be strong because of my children and because of my faith in God. If not, I would have lost it myself. But I thank God for His grace. Looking back to 23 years ago, I feel so much pain. I feel so much pain. This is a child I bore in pain. This is a child I have with much hope. I never one day thought that my child will be taken from me. They called it adoption, but God knows what it is. When you force a woman to take a child from a woman, and then you force that woman to sign the papers, and then you take the child, and now you come to tell people that I gave my child out to you. What right do I have to give out my child? And then to top it up, they accused me of them that they paid me $50,000. Can you imagine that? Did they have $10,000 in 2003? So how would they be giving me $50,000 in 2003? But you know what? God knows the best. Today, my daughter would have been 23, probably a graduate. Yeah, I know if your issue was with me, she would have been a graduate. But she passed without even going through college. She had some. They said it's some college. That's what they said. Oh, she had some college. At 22, an American child had some college. When her mates are getting ready to graduate, I look at my child as I ask myself, why was her life like that? I said, God, does it mean you planned for her to go like that? But no, her life went like that because of some mistakes that I made. Yes, I made the mistake of trusting people. I made the mistake of fear. I mean, why? Oh, I remember. The pendant was on my neck too. These people had everything planned out properly. They took my child, gave me a pendant, and I was wearing this pendant, and I couldn't do anything until almost 2 years later, when I finally called up my mother and told her, oh, mommy, this and that happened. Oh, mommy, by the way, I have twins. They said, where, from what? And I told her all the story. And I told her, I have a pendant I'm wearing too. I was like, I don't know. I wasn't okay. I was not okay. I told her about the pendant. She said, where is it? I said, I'm wearing it now. She said, take it off. Take it off right now. I took the pendant off my neck. And that was when I started crying again. That was when I started talking again, trying to get my daughter out. The pendant was around my neck. I was raped. I couldn't say anything. Believe me, if that pendant was still on my neck, I would have handed the twins over to them after having them. That I can vouch for. That I can, how do they say it? That's true. If that pendant was still on my neck, I would have given the children back to them, because they were asking for the children. The man was asking for the boy. And at a point, they wanted both the two children. But thank God that evil pendant was off my neck at that time. But they thought they still had power over me. That's why they demanded for the children. And when I said no, I'm sure it was a shocker to them. Guys, I don't like repeating this story, but it's part of me. And it's not just a story, it's the truth. It's the truth. Whatever I say in my story here is the truth. The truth. I was highly manipulated. I was controlled. I was subdued spiritually. But that's not an excuse for me. That's not an excuse. Yoruba says, If you allow a crack in your wall, don't be surprised when lizards still start coming into your house with that, from that crack. I allowed it. Yes, I'll put the blame on my head. If only I did not accept that pendant. I know I'm a smart woman. If only I did not accept that pendant, there's no way they will manipulate this head. They will not be able to manipulate this head. So when you say there's no voodoo power, there's voodoo. And those who know. But then there is the power of God that supersedes every power. And that's why I'm still alive. If not for God, I would have been gone. Because I was a constant threat. I was a constant threat. And I was taken back and back and back through the legal system because I was trying to talk. And I still blame myself. The biggest mistake I made is marrying the man I married. If I did not marry that evil man, I wouldn't be in this mess. But then I look at everything. Look at my twins. I look at every other thing I've achieved and I say, okay, maybe that's how God wants it. But must my daughter go for it? You know, when people tell me, move on, stop, you're happy, you should show happiness. Yes, I've moved on, guys. You see, I've moved on. But I still have to talk about my child once in a while, whenever I feel like I need to talk about her. And today is a special day for her. Today is her birthday. That's why I'm talking about her. I wish I can turn the hand of the clock back and relive my life again. I would have done better. But you know what? Meeting these people was where I shot myself in the leg. If I didn't meet these people, life would have been much, 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 much better for me. All the strugglings I did to get here wouldn't have happened. I struggled, guys. Yes, I did. I struggled because I missed a step in my life journey. And that's why I'm talking to you today. Please, whenever you see something that doesn't look right, run for your life. Whenever you get into a relationship that doesn't look right, don't say, oh, it will be better. Oh, don't say he's helping me. Yes, a man could be in your life, helping you with money. Whenever you need money, he will give to you. But is he the right person for you? You don't have to omit or skip signs. I saw signs with my ex-husband. I saw signs. I saw the signs on the wall. I saw some things. I told you how his girlfriend came to fight me in the house the night we came back from my traditional marriage. The lady came in and beat the hell out of me. On my bed, I was laying down. That would have been the day. That should have been the day I would have said, you know what, forget it. When I looked at my family, I said, oh, we just had this wonderful marriage. We just had this celebration. How will people feel? I left his house that time for a few weeks. I was upset. I went to stay with my friend. I was very upset. But he came back begging. I didn't know that his plans were not over. He had to do everything that time to get me back because he wants to come to America. I saw the signs, but I was foolish. was carried away with what I thought was love. Yeah, I loved him. I will not deny that because I am a very tough person. I don't play with my emotions. I don't like people to take over my emotions. Right from childhood, I guarded my emotions. I didn't fall in love carelessly. But with this person, I was just like, mm, he has his own business, he's doing well. I never even knew he would think of coming to America. So I felt like he had everything. What was he coming here to do? I didn't know he wanted the green card. So he had to do what he has to do. That night that that woman came to the house would have been the night I should have said it's over. But I still tagged along because of what people will say. When I got to America and his family did what they did, I should have taken my child, gone back home. But I allowed him to fool me that, oh, I'm back with you now. Not knowing, he came back to pack the rest of his things in the house. Then he finally relocated to where the woman they got for him was. But did that marriage last? Nope. Did the next one last? Nope. Did the third one last? Nope. That's why he had the gut to come and tell me he wants me back. I know most of you watched that video, that Pepe Dem video that I made. He had the gut to come and ask me to come back after all he did because he wasn't finding life easy. I am not bragging about myself. I am a go-getter. And I think he saw that in me. His family saw that in me. And that's why they desperately wanted us to quit. Because his brother, the one in Baltimore, was here. He has been here for like 60 years now, 40, 50 years. He hasn't really made any impact at all. So he wasn't happy that the brother was with somebody like me. That day when his brother asked us to go to their church with them, it was a white garment church. As soon as their prophet saw me, he started shouting, oh, this woman is a big woman. She's going to have business in America. She will have business in Nigeria. She will do this, she will do that. And that got into them. So they had to. I'm just thinking, maybe that's what happened. Because after that church program, I went home and my wedding ring disappeared from my fingers, right in their house. That was when the battle started. So some people coming here to say, when he told you to not to go to the in-laws, why did you go to his brothers? He told me not to go there because he didn't want me to know that place. He had already made the plans that when he gets here, he will run there and I will know where he is. That was the number one plan. But when I eventually knew the place, they had to change it. As I'm mourning my child today, I pray that he gets his own judgment. Oh, they're already getting it anyway. What am I talking about? They've all been served to their breakfast from the first person to the last person that was in that meeting that day. And they will continue getting breakfast every day. They're watching me. One of them saw me. I went to the doctor's office and I saw her. She came in. I was going out. She was coming in. And then I said, no, this person. I went back. I got in my car. I said, no, let me go confront her. I went back into the doctor's office and I called her name. She said, oh, how are you? I said, fine. I wanted her to see me again. And I walked out. And after that day, I never went back to that doctor. And if that doctor is watching me, that's why I stopped coming to your practice. Because I felt like I wouldn't be in the same place with these people. Because of safety. That family is diabolic. My ex-husband's family and the family that took my child, they are the same thing. So when I'm talking about my child today, nothing will stop me from talking about my daughter. Even if I forget, and I will always remember her because she's the reason why I came online. I did not come online because of my other children, but I came online because of this, my precious daughter. That you finally took from me. Today she would have been 23. I imagine my age at 23. At 23, I was already in college. You know, I told you JAMB disoriented me. 2 times I had to do JAMB. The first one, somebody bought my scores. The second one, my father did not like the university that took me in, so he said, do another one. So I had to do another one. So when I'm talking about this, I want my life to be a lesson to everybody watching me. Be careful of the friends you trust. Be careful of people you trust. You know, 95% of the time, I should say, of trust, 95% of the time, we make mistakes in trust. We trust the wrong people. We trust the wrong people. We trust the wrong people. So please, don't do what I did. Don't ignore the signs. I ignored the signs. And that's why I lost my child. And that's why I'm going to be in this pain forever. This pain is not a good feeling for me. Nobody wants to be sad all the time. But I see myself in it. I try to come out. I come out of it for a few hours and then I go back because it's painful. And I take all the blame. I take all the blame. Whenever I walk past my daughter's picture, the big frame in the house, I stop and look at her and I say, I'm sorry. I pushed you to this. If I had followed all the signs I was getting, my child would not be gone. If I had, after the birth of the child, gone back to Africa with my child, I wouldn't be in this mess. But I was also facing this sickness. So I thought I was making the right decision to stay back and take care of myself. I would have taken my child and I would have gone. And she would have still been alive today. But if I have taken her and gone too, maybe I wouldn't have the twins today. So I look at the whole thing and everything is so complicated. And who am I to blame God? Because the Bible says in all things, give thanks to God. So I want to give thanks to God for everything. No matter how painful it is, I still want to give thanks to God. And I've told myself, if you make any more mistakes in your life, it's on you. And God will not let me make any more mistakes in my life. No more. Not in the hands of any man. That's why I'm still here. Because now I have to look. Because I'm still okay to get married if I want. But I decide to wait for the best. I decide to be patient. I decide to wait for God's timing. Because my kids are gone now. They are in third year in college. They may come back from college and say, Mom, we're not living here anymore. We want to go to so and so place. So I'm starting to plan for myself, my future. But notwithstanding, I have to use this. Not again. Will anybody fool me? Not again. Not again. Sometimes I tell myself, do you think you can even go with anybody now? Because this head is no longer the head that I came with from heaven. It has changed. Something has changed it. So I'm telling you, please, look well. Everything that glitters is not gold. Even if that woman is showing you all the wife material vibe and the man is showing you the Odogu vibe, be careful. Be careful. Learn from my lesson, learn lessons from my misfortune. Be careful. Be careful, guys. So I want to wish my daughter a happy birthday. I know she's in a better place. Regardless of what they said happened, she's in a better place. She's in a place of no more pain, no more intimidation, no more harassment, no more fear. From the day she left, she came back home here. I may be alone in the house, but I feel so comfortable when I look at her picture. I feel the peace in me. I feel like I'm not alone. Seeing her pictures make me feel I'm not alone. And I keep telling her, I said, you are home where you belong. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we were just talking about this. He said, oh, stop talking like that. So stop. I said, well, that's how I feel. I feel like she's home, where she belongs. Peaceful place. A good place. Place without struggles. And I know one day I'll see her again, and we'll talk and touch and do everything. Touch her hands as you touch my hands. I'll give her that hug that I waited to give to her. My story affected a lot of people. My life experience affected a lot of people. Affected my parents, affected my children, and changed the person I used to be. But I thank God for life. And I thank Him because I'm willing to make amendments. I've taken in all the blame. And I'm begging you, please, make sure you look before you leap. Because all that glitters is not gold. If I had looked well, I wouldn't be in this mess. I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching me today. I truly appreciate you. Until next time, this is Dorothy, and this is Dorothy's blog. Have a great week ahead.
Chimaro bimo Chukwu na-ebi ikpe siri. Oh God of war, Chimaro bimo, fight for me, set my heart free. Ebo ọkụ na-ere ere. Oh God of war, ya lụrụ m ọgụ, chama ya mmiri. Chimaro bimo. I never knew a pain like this could ever exist until they took my joy and hope. Oh, my baby girl, they said my baby chose the night and took her whole life away. When I saw the bruise and saw the pain, that's all. Okunere.
Oh God of war,
Yalora
may your
Mabu.
judgment fall on
Chamayami. Chimaro.
Oh God of vengeance, oh
Chimaro.
God of war,
Yalora Mabu.
fight for me, set my heart free.
Yalora
Oh God of
Mabu.
vengeance, oh God of
Chamayami.
war,
Yalora
may your
Mabu.
judgment fall on the
Chamayami.
enemy. Fight for me, take the pain away.
Ibu Okunere.
Judgment fall on the enemy.
China Loro
Fight for
Mabu.
me, take
Chimaro.
the pain away.
Okunere.
Judgment fall on the enemy. Fight for me, take the pain away. Judgment fall on the enemy.
Chamanyamili. Chimo. Chama.